What's up, you guys? Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. And today we are finally going to get to our November Boxy Ricket Rewind. I can't do it as enthusiastically as I normally would. I'm still sick. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still sick. Going on week 4 now of this. Like, ugh, it's awful. I may have to break down and go to the doctor. I don't know. Hopefully I don't. Hopefully it clears up in the next couple of days. But, like, I'm so tired of this. I'm so tired of it. Okay, so let's get into November's box. I'm sure most of you have forgotten everything that was in there because, frankly, I forgot most of what was in there. But we're going to go back. We're going to talk about it now that I've used everything and let you guys know what I think. First up, let's just go down the list. The Violet Voss Violet Sunset palette. Now, did I create a gorgeous look with it? Yes. Did I put in some extra shimmer from another brand? Yes. These shimmers are cute, but they're just like weren't all that in a bag of chips. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, they give me pow, but not a pa-pow. Does that make sense? Okay. So, yeah. That plus, you know, there's only 2 actual purples in the entire palette when it's called a violet palette. I'm just still mad about that. Still mad. This is absolutely the same brand that did the whole olive palette, and then it was like a couple of greens, and then the rest of it was like all browns and neutrals. Yeah. Not happy with Miss Violet Voss and like naming palettes at a certain color story, but then barely having those colors in the palette. Like, no, if you're gonna call it a violet palette, I better see some freaking purples. Okay? Like, Purple Squad will come for you, Violet Voss. We will march to your headquarters. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just saying. Can you create some pretty looks with it? Yeah. But the main pops of color are the purple. There's like one really pop of color. The rest of it's all like darker tone browns and like neutrals and just not my jam. Not my kind of thing. Like, this is basically the same look I would create every time with that palette. Just because of the color story. You see what I'm saying? Like, not pleased with it. I'm just not. $37. Now, I will say performance-wise, other than the shimmers not quite giving me everything that I wanted from them, everything was really pigmented and it blended really well. I just wish the shimmers had been a little more glittery, I guess. I wanted that pa-pow. I wanted the wow factor, and I wasn't really wowed, basically. So I grabbed something else that did wow me. Okay, moving on. The Luxie brush set. There was 3 brushes for $40, which is just redonkulous. Like, no. They worked. I'll give them that. They worked. I put them to work. I will say the blush brush, it's a little flat, so I didn't really care for it, but everything performed well. It's just not worth $40 for 3 brushes. That's insane to me. There are plenty of other brush sets on the market where you can get a full brush set for less than $40 and they perform great. I'm just saying, like, why spend $40 for 3 brushes when you can spend $40 for like 15 brushes? Just get more for your money, people. Get more for your money. I like Luxie brushes, I do, but that was insane. Like, no, 3 brushes is not worth $40. No, ma'am. Not in this house. We don't do that. Okay, next up is the Aesthetica bronzer. It was very pigmented. I have it on now. I feel like I'm lying because it's the end of December and I look like I'm, you know, glowing. But for $24, that is not a bad price for a bronzer. And honestly, like, one of my hardest issues being a pasty Peggy is finding a bronzer that doesn't look like mud or isn't like orange or red on me. And the shade that they sent me in this cute little compact absolutely worked. Like, it is perfect. So they did really good on that, and I think the price point is really good. And it's a good bronzer. I just don't normally use bronzer in the wintertime because I don't see the sun. So I don't look bronzed in the wintertime, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't see the sun any time of the year, but like spring through like the end of like summer going into fall, I can fake it and it looks passable because I should be seeing sun. But winter, like, the sun's dead. The sun dies. It's gone. Okay? Just, that's what happens in the winter. The sun dies. I don't know if you guys knew that. Okay. Bodyography Makeup Brush Cleanser. This retailed for $19. When you open it up and, like, read the instructions, they said that you can just, like, spritz it on your brush and use it as, like, a color changer, basically. Which I didn't do because I have an actual color changer, and even then, I don't use it. I just use my hand. I'm really bad about just wiping it on my hand and then going. Like, I'm a Neanderthal, okay? But I didn't try it that way. I tried, like, the actual cleaning way, and I followed the directions on it. Like, spritz it, like, wet your brush with cold water, spritz it, rinse it off with cold water. And honestly, it did not get all of the pigment out of the brushes. So I just had to go back in. Like, I did it on a couple of different brushes, and it did not fully clean them. So I just ended up washing my brushes by hand like I normally do anyway. But I could see just from using it that way how as a like color changer, it would absolutely work that way. I just don't really use color changers, even though I have 2 of them somewhere. But I just don't personally use it that way. But they said to just spritz it down on your brush after you've like used whatever shade you wanted to use, and then wipe it on a paper towel and then go into your next shade. And I could see where it would absolutely work that way. I just don't use that kind of stuff, so I didn't use it that way. But for cleaning, you're absolutely better off just using soap and water. It did not get all the pigment out. Just saying. And then we had the Incredible Cosmetics Crystal Ball Roller Gloss Duo. Remember how excited I was about these? Do you remember? Yeah, I used them once and they stank. This was before the cold set in. They stank so bad. And like, it was like, it smelled like just like the raw materials used to make the gloss, basically, you know, which is why a lot of glosses are scented, because it masks the smell of the raw materials. But they didn't scent it with anything. It was just raw material smell, and it was so gross, and I just haven't used them since. So that, but the one time that I did use them, I did not notice any kind of change in my mood or anything like that, other than I was like disgusted because I could smell something disgusting right underneath my nose. So there's that. Those retailed for $24. There was 2 in the set. I think that that's a pretty decent price. That's $12 per gloss. That's pretty good, considering regular market prices for glosses. However, like I said, they stunk like raw materials so bad, and I couldn't use them. Like, it was too bad. I couldn't. I could probably use them now because I can't really smell. It's like all in my nasal congestion, but I don't want to because I know that they stink. I know. I should have tried it now. And I'd be like, oh, they work great, but I don't feel any different. But, like, they stank. They stank really bad. So, those are my thoughts on the November box. I hope you guys enjoyed this. And, pardon my voice yet again. I'm tired of saying it, but it is what it is. I'm trying. I feel fine. I just sound horrible and I keep coughing up, like, disgustingness. So, that. Yay me. Alright, love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!